Comparative Study on Film Genre and Styles for Tomboy 2011 and The Great Gatsby 2013. We will focus on the story conventions of the films and the aspects of making the film. There are three main things we are going to talk about. First one is convention of drama. Second one is design scene based on their story. And the third one is film aspect based on their cultural context. As both of the films are drama, they have similar conventions. They are both narrative film and the story are dramatic and seems different from the daily life of common people. However, we can still find the connections to the real world in the two films. In Tomboy, Laurie chooses not to explain about her gender when she meets Lisa at the first time, and she fixes a name for herself. This is actually the problem in the film which Laura has to accomplish as the main character. The reason of her action is linked to the attitude of her parents about girls and boys, her self-identity of a boyish girl, and the keeping mistake to try new experience. This situation is not very normal in real world. The kids hide their real gender. However, each main character and object in the film represents some type of people and issue in the real world. For example, the dirty pants symbolize the lack of communication between the family, the self-esteem of Laurie, and the fear of her. The kids hurt Laurie as they're too young to know the nature of their behavior when they want to know whether Michael is a girl. Also, the parents have lack of education on the gender identity by letting Laurie dress like a boy and give implication that they want a boy. Similar in The Great Gatsby. Gatsby tries to use all his effort to love and gain the love of Daisy. This is the goal Gatsby is going to achieve, which creates a thing to accomplish as the clue of this narrative friction story. Also, The Great Gatsby connects and represents the real world from the characters and symbols in the film. The advertising of the glasses symbolizes the view of the god, which see everything happens and know all the ugly side of people's behavior. The untouchable love between Gatsby and Daisy, the adultery of Tom, the escape of Daisy after killing Myrtle accidentally, and the craziness of Myrtle's husband are all seen by the eyes. Based on the story, the director uses different and similar techniques to develop the plots. The color choosing and the composition of shots are applied in each of the films. Because of the different stories and social groups, the two films uses different themes of color and shots to reveal information and show the background information. The overall color of Tomboy is light greenish and bluish, which creates a feeling of childhood, relaxing nature, and ignorant age. Comparing to the color used in The Great Gatsby, the color in Tomboy represents the story near people's life. The Great Gatsby chooses bright and eye-catching colors, which creates a feeling of money, power, and dramatic life experiences. These eye-catching colors show the desire of people toward the material life and the difference between different classes of people. Different type of shots also play important role in the two films. In Tomboys, the director used eye-level combines. In most of the time, the children play together, which shows they are all equal. However, the director uses high angle while Laurie's mom is angry, and the shot Laurie sit under the tree. The high angle shows the little power, sadness, and helplessness of Laurie. For The Great Gatsby, the eye level is mostly show the facial expressions, which highlight the personality and inner activity of the characters. Also, The Great Gatsby uses bird views and warm views to show the position relationship between the characters and the scale of the house. Moreover, the high angle of the eyes shows the calm, insightful, and powerful of them. The audience will get a feeling to be stared at through the shot. Also, the ad creates a creepy environment that makes people think the eyes see the different emotion of the characters each time they pass through it. For the aspect based on their cultural context, the two films are from different countries and they have different cultural backgrounds. The story of Tomboy is in a normal French family and a normal French neighborhood. But The Great Gatsby is a story about US upper class in 1920s. Also, the different stories can lead the directors uses different ways of editing to emphasize different information. Tomboy tells a more recent story on common families, and the director will tend to show more about the inner activity of the characters and the behavior of them. There is almost no background music in Tomboy because Tomboy is trying to get closer to people's life and focusing more on the pure emotion and struggle of the characters. The dialogues in Tomboy do not invade too much information as the protagonist is a quiet girl. The director chose to use the acting and editing to appeal information more than the words. The pace of the film is quite peace and slow, which contains more daily life. It is in order to show the whole world of Laurie that summer. However, The Great Gatsby has a really fast pace that the film contains too many main characters and little stories. The implication and information in the dialogue is placed intently. The story relies too much on the audio, as the film is about Nick's recalling his experience in New York. Because of the limitation of the original novel, the film has to show every important things in a limited time. Many words are borrowed from the novel, that each sentence could symbolize and imply something. The director focuses more on respecting the original work, and the film is used more on reflects the society in jazz age. Therefore, the relationship of the characters seems to be more important to build up the long storyline, and the audio and dialogue play important roles in the film. Also, as we mentioned before, the director respects the original text. The film uses bright light to promote the feeling of the audiences. For example, of Daisy getting off the car in front of the door of Nick. The sunshine and the slow romantic scene makes the audience to feel that Daisy is pretty and grace, as the novel describes Daisy as the prettiest woman Nick has ever seen. In conclusion, the two films have similarities on their convention as narrative frictions, and both of them have dramatic, romantic, and sad stories. Both the protagonists have something they have to suffer and struggle with, which will make their life different. Although they have different types of ending, the process is clear narrated. The theme colors and the intention of different shots are quite different in both films because of the story theme and the stature of the protagonist in the film. Tomboy is actually talking about the story for childhood. The kids are naive, ignorant, and close to the nature, so the color is bluish and greenish. The Great Gatsby uses golden, red, yellow, and all other bright colors to show the importance of material in jazz age. The short angles in Tomboy is used to show the emotion and inner activity of the main character, but the short angles and position in The Great Gatsby tries to symbolize something more than just express the emotion. Different techniques are applied in the two films as they have different background information. The dialogues are used in different scales because of the director's aspect to show the story in the proper way. Certain techniques are used to illustrate the information of the film tries to give. Additionally, the music and the audio are affected by the settings, story background, and the aspect of the directors.